Breaking news, the Atlanta Falcons have officially made headway and fired their defensive coordinator, Jimmy Lake. Now, a lot of Falcons fans said that this should have happened at the beginning of the season, but it is official per Adam Schefter and per media outlet sources. Now, this is a big move for the Atlanta Falcons, who admittedly have put a lot of pressure not only on the GM's shoulder, but also on the head coach's shoulder. They both came out in a press conference and said this year was not exceptional, and this cannot happen. We have to win more football games. And because of that, like I said in previous videos, the Atlanta Falcons are going to make wholesale changes. And they essentially started with the Jimmy Lake, the defensive coordinator, at one. Now, this was not really shocking because Jimmy Lake's defense was in the bottom third in pretty much every statistical category that was measured for defensives. Also, there was a point in time where he was league last in sacks and was there for a significant amount of time. Also, a lot of Falcons fans said this shouldn't be the case because even though the Atlanta Falcons don't have the best defense on paper, they do have talented players such as Matthew Judon, Jesse Bates, Grady Jarrett, Ruka Roro, AJ Terrell. And so the shocking part for this team to be in the bottom half in every statistical category has to fall on the defensive coordinator. What also kind of stood out is the last game against the Panthers. Not a great showing for Jimmy Lake. And also, some insider sources say that when Raheem Morris worked with the defense, that is when they had their best 5 games of the year. And then after that point, when Jimmy Lake was there, boom, it sucked again. Also, I'm also hearing from internal sources that Jimmy Lake left practice early. He wasn't really trying to live up to the standard at the end of the season. And obviously we see now the Atlanta Falcons mean business. And for the fact of the matter is, I am pretty much happy they actually fired Jimmy Lake. A lot of people said they weren't going to do it, but I am ecstatic that they actually fired him. Now, moving forward, who can the Atlanta Falcons get to replace him? There is actually a lot of good options on the table. A lot of people have been linking a lot of individuals, but a couple guys that I would say, number one, Robert Saleh. I know many people expect him to go back to the 49ers, but Robert Saleh could do an okie doke and go to Atlanta and get a different situation. I would probably anticipate him going to the 49ers, but that is a name that's out there. Another name is Matt Eberflus. We all know he is a terrible head coach, but his defenses are pretty good. And Matt Eberflus combined with Raheem Morris, I think, could unlock this Atlanta Falcons team that could take us to the next level. When we're talking about the Bears, we really weren't truly talking about the defense that much. We were talking about the offense and how they can get rolling, and also game management. And so Matt Eberflus will be another good candidate to help the Atlanta Falcons go forward. The last person, I know a lot of Falcons fans are probably not going to want to hear this, but Dennis Allen. One thing we know about the New Orleans Saints is they have a great defense. Now, their big issues were, can they get offensive production from their quarterback, from their team? Are they healthy enough? And that's always been the question going forward. But Dennis Allen, as a great defensive coordinator, I think will help this team out a lot. But those are my 3 potential guys to replace Jimmy Lake. I would say this is a good news for the Atlanta Falcons fans because Jimmy Lake, the guy who a lot of people said was a main factor in us not making the playoffs, is officially gone. But this also gives us a signal that the Atlanta Falcons really aren't playing around this year. And if you are a part of that team, or you're a piece that they need to cut off, they will cut that off very soon. I also anticipate, to be honest, Kyle Pitts to be traded. I anticipate the releasing or the non-committal signing of Matthew Judon. And I expect that this team to turn this roster over a lot, but it first starts with Jimmy Lake, and we see that here. Now, if you agree or disagree with me, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel. And if you want to see more videos like this, check this one out right here. And like always, peace.